Here we go, we're on at last.
It's live. Oh my god.
We are on the air this week, ladies and gentlemen. And you can see my face at first. So, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to. This is weird. I'm seeing myself. This is very strange. But welcome to this week's thing. We're slightly later than normal because here in Britain it means we're slightly closer to the start of tonight. CarCast 1-800 thingamy-bob Mudsummer Classic at Eldora, one of the most anticipated NASCAR races of the season. And with me to preview it is Christopher Flynn, as usual, and Stephen Fry, guest presenter this week.
I'm here. I'll try my best to make sense, he says.
Alongside us two, you'll probably make perfect sense, so it's all good.
This is true.
Probably.
I just realised I probably need a NASCAR hat.
You might do, actually, yeah. I was going to say.
Yeah, if I'm going to be on camera doing a NASCAR show, having a hat of a 5-year-old F1 team that is defunct now probably isn't the best look.
Maybe not. There are probably worse looks, but...
Yeah, well, you know. Anyway, right, let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? Let's start off by reviewing last week's action before we get down to previewing tonight's events. We had not a huge amount of top-level NASCAR action last week, but we did have nationwide. Tell you, Chase Elliott won the nationwide race, and we're not joking around. He genuinely did win. Barely any puppies in the race. So
he did four to Carl Busch and Kevin Harvick and anyone else.
A nationwide driver winning a nationwide race. I'm confused.
I know.
This doesn't make sense.
No, I know. It doesn't happen.
And the 54 blew up, which was brilliant.
The 50. I thought that was a great irony. 5 laps in, Sam Hornicks like, finally I'll get a chance to drive the 54. Oh, it's blown up.
I know.
Oh, great.
Just couldn't write it, could you?
No, you couldn't script it.
He's like
No,
one
actually-
opportunity.
Oh, yeah, one of his 5 opportunities all season, and he's just like, oh.
Probably Carl Busch's fault.
It probably is, yeah, we'll just blame it on him. So, yeah, well, it was rather nice. The Nationwide Series did have its kind of standalone event at Chicagoland Speedway. The racing was really good. Not many Cuppies. There was only, really, you could say, because Carl Larson, he's a rookie in Cup, so he's kind of okay. So the only out-and-out Cuppie was Casey Kane.
Landon Castle, if he counts.
No, technically he's running for nationwide points, so he doesn't count.
Oh, is he? Okay,
Yeah.
no.
Exactly, yeah. I think he's only running the 14 Cup for owner points. But, yeah, no, he doesn't. Even he technically is a nationwide regular. So the only one who was there was Casey Kane, who is not exactly the worst defender in terms of Cuppies, I have to say.
And he's not even exactly doing very well at Cup, is he?
No, I was going to say his Cup record isn't fantastic right now.
So, yeah, being allowed to play on a Saturday every so often and try and beat up the little kids, maybe he can't even do that at the moment.
No.
But I'll tell you what, it was, I mean, I spoke to quite a few people, and our glorious leader of our NASCAR Fans UK page, which this live stream is presented in association with, I'm not very good at name checks. You may have noticed this.
You need
Like,
name checks or just sort of name drops, dropping people's names in.
Yeah, like, if I was ever, like, a racing driver, I'd be rubbish at mentioning my own sponsors. Terrible.
Not Carl Edwards, then.
No. I do a Michael Ward. Look at the car. They're all on the car. Just look at the car, and there's all my sponsors. Do that.
Yeah, they're all on the car. We don't need you to tell us what all 54 of them are.
Exactly. But yeah, this podcast live stream is presented in association with NASCAR Fans UK, and as much as our glorious leader Kevin is very bored of hearing about the Cuppies in nationwide topic, it's not going away, and if anything, it was just like re-emphasised by the race at Chicagoland. A, not many Cuppies. B, the only Cuppie in there was kind of a part of the show rather than the dominant factor. And C, did people enjoy it more or less? Because we're always told that the Nationwide Series needs Cup drivers for anyone to care about it. There was barely any at Chicagoland, and people kind of cared.
Yeah, it was a good race. Brilliant race.
Because there's a chance for it to actually be a race rather than a Cup driver getting in the car, leading 90% of the laps, and there's not really much of a race going on.
No, it's true.
Exactly, and I mean, it's kind of difficult to do more Cuppies in nationwide topics, because at this point in time, you're just being, I was accused of this, you're just accused of being anti-Carl Busch. It just so happens he's the main offender.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
like, my favourite driver is Kurt Busch. If Kurt Busch was doing it every week, I'd still be annoyed. I'd be like, Kurt, I like you and everything. You need to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary for them to do it as much as they do.
Yeah, exactly. And I think what the Chicagoland race proved, and it was really refreshing actually, is that we've always been told it needs Sprint Cup drivers in. We want to see Sprint Cup drivers in. No one cares about Nationwide if there's no Sprint Cup drivers in. There wasn't any in the race, and people actually enjoyed it more than they thought.
Yeah, you don't need them.
No, quite frankly. And go on.
Once in a while, maybe, but not all the time.
Like, I'm not averse to them. I don't want them completely banned, because I remember not long ago when they were a novelty in the series, they were not the main attraction. The fact is they are hogging the limelight, hogging the attention, hogging the sponsors, blah. It's just no fun.
Yeah, we're going to get called boring bastards again.
Yeah, we are. There's danger of going to be just labelled as boring, but...
Oh, we are, which is why I'm not going to continue much on that. All I'm just saying is that, I think. But undoubtedly this will rumble on and on and on, and we've talked about it enough. So, moving on, talking more about the race. The race was very good. As I said, it was won by Chase Elliott, which takes us nicely into our prediction game that me and Chris run. Steve, you can join in this week if you want.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
Well, basically, last week, don't worry, I got mine hopefully wrong. For the Nationwide race, Chris picked Chase Elliott, he gets the correct points there. I picked Ryan Blaney.
Exactly.
So I didn't do very well there. So Chris takes 3 points for every correct prediction?
Yeah, 3 points to me.
Excellent. So you take a 3-0 lead. And the other NASCAR action was over in the Whelen Euro Series, which got twice the crowd of the Formula 1 German Grand Prix. Oh yeah.
Probably not really surprising. There was actually action in the NASCAR race.
I know. Yeah. I mean, well, it was part of the Truck Grand Prix as well, of this huge truck event as well. But I mean, I'll tell you what, Germans rejecting F1 for lorries and NASCAR, which we all know can't turn. I think that's, If I was Bernie Eccleston, I would be miffed right now.
He doesn't care. He
doesn't. I was going to say, he's just sitting on his pile of money. He doesn't care.
Where is
the guy, right? Go on.
Where is it they're going, Stephen? They're going to.
Well, there's a plan for them to go to Azerbaijan.
Oh dear.
Morocco.
Those racing meccas.
Yeah, those racing meccas which have this great heritage of Formula 1 and other forms of motor racing. Oh, hang on, no, wait.
And princes with lots of oil money. I mean, racing heritage, yeah.
Yeah, racing heritage, that's the one.
Yeah, that's the one. Also, we're talking about Bernie Eccleston, right? Genuinely, I am looking to you, I'm looking straight at the camera right now for our viewers and listeners. I swear to God, he has actually said this. He says that the internet and social media is a fad that will go away.
Yeah,
I say that
apparently.
with a complete straight face.
It's just a face palm.
Yeah.
Palm to face.
Yeah, no, I mean, and the Whelen Euro Series, from the looks of it, again, limited highlights available for those who actually want to watch it, but I believe it was kind of more streamed. I think because it was part of the Truck Grand Prix event, it was more kind of, there was TV coverage of it. But oh, and before Kev says anything, I did watch the Chicagoland Nationwide race this week, and I did watch all the highlights of the Whelen Euro Series, so I can't be accused this week of not keeping up with the racing.
Yeah, I watched it all.
Yep. Steve?
Oh, I'd like to say I did, but I didn't.
Oh, nearly had a
I've let the side down.
It's the first time in here. We'll let you off. As I said, Kev gave me a lot of grief for not actually watching the races. That is fair enough. Entirely fair. I would defer to Chris's opinion on those. Normally, he had watched, but this week I have been keeping up. And the Whelen Euro Series races were actually both A, very good, and B, fairly unpredictable because neither of us got the correct picks there, Chris.
Didn't I get race 1? Oh no, Borja Garcia won, didn't he?
Yep, and race 2, someone, I think he either swept the field or someone else won, and I remember Villino getting quite junked.
Yeah, he got punted off.
Oh, that was it. It was Gabillon. It was Gabillon who won. Yes, I remember now.
Yeah, Villarino got put in the grass and in the wall.
Which was quite funny. I mean, not funny at all. Not funny. No one ever likes to see someone get wrecked.
European Jimmy Johnson.
Not at all. Yeah, exactly. Oh, hang on. It's the only problem with having a television as you monitor. It keeps telling you every so often to be like, do you want to go on standby? No, actually, I don't.
No, yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah, rather annoying. Hope he doesn't do that during the NASCAR lead race tonight.
We have to get all logged in first, and that's a problem in itself.
That is a problem in itself, because we are dealing with NASCAR 14, which is about as stable online as a wet Weetabix.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Don't be mean to Weetabix like that.
I love that. Don't be mean to Weetabix.
It's not that bad.
Well, it is worse actually. It's like wet cake. So anyway, the Wheeling Euro Series races were very good. It's great. Again, we talk about this every week on this show. Great to see the series doing so well. And with any luck, I'm going to start trying to nag some of the... I mean, the only problem with it being mostly European, as in not that much British thing in the series, is not many of the competitors speak English.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
Yeah, which is annoying, because I kind of want to catch them and invite them on the show and be like, yo, here are some actual Wheeling Euro Series drivers right here in the screen. But, sacre bleu, I can't speak any French. And even that was an offensive French accent.
Yeah,
I did it in school, but I've forgotten it all.
I've forgotten all of it as well, I don't.
I did GCSE Spanish, but the only bit I can remember now is un cerveza por favor, which is one beer, please.
The only Spanish I know is really bizarre.
Go on.
Something about a devil chicken.
What's that, like a horror B movie you saw once?
I don't know what it was. I can't remember where it was from.
Oh,
Demonstrates
fantastic.
the amount of people, I know doing Spanish.
Oh, that is excellent. Right, so after the first round of predictions, Chris takes a 3-0 lead with his prediction in the Nationwide Series, and we will move on to this week's event. Obviously, it's quite funny actually, and I bet you the Sprint Cup is kind of annoyed because they deliberately took away one of the best races on the Nationwide calendar to make it this huge Brickyard weekend. The Brickyard 400, Brickyard. Although now it's like the Crown Royal presents the Dave Smith and Bob Simons 400, 400 or something. It's got some really stupid like butchered name, and most people that this is their huge event. They've sacrificed a really great race to put the Nationwide here, and this is going to be a huge weekend. Except most people care more about a midweek event at a dirt track.
Yep, that seems to make sense
because it's different.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
and I think Well, this is the main topic of today's show. I mean, we are doing it slightly late. I think actually I prefer this slightly later time. It's slightly cooler. You can't see the sweat dripping down my face quite so much. Not that you really want to. I wouldn't recommend that at all.
I've got the name of the race. It's called the.
Oh, have you?
It's called the Crown Royal presents John Wayne Walding 400.
John Wayne Walding. Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh wow.
It's like Dave Smith 400.
Yeah. And the Nationwide race is Lily Diabetes 250. That's not that bad.
That's not that
bad. They're just really not very good race names, guys. But yeah, no, the main race everyone's going to care about is a tiny little dirt track, and it's going to be with the trucks, which must really annoy Brian France and co. They're all like, who have money here with the big event here? Oh, what's that? Everyone cares about the truck race. I mean, it's a dirt track. What the hell? No one likes dirt tracks. They like illuminated rounds. Yeah, we all know Brian France is clueless, but anyway.
You summed it up there, pretty much.
Yeah, that works.
Well, Brian France is clueless. 4 words of wisdom right there. Stand up to me, kids. Brian France is clueless.
He just wants money. He doesn't think about fans.
Pretty much. And I think there is a link between serious promoters or owners who are just in it purely for money and owners who actually want long-term success for the series and actually kind of care what the fans think about it. See good examples of people who run a series: Alan Gow for the British Touring Cars and Stefan Rattel for the Blancpain series. See bad people who run a series. James Warburton of the V8 Supercars is trying to get his way up there. Currently, the two sort of dual champions of worst people to run a racing series in the world, Bernie Eccleston and Brian France. Well done. I hope you're pleased with your award there.
Oh yeah, they deserve it. They deserve it.
And the sad thing is, NASCAR's previous leaders, Bill France Jr. and Bill France Sr., they were amazing. They took no shit.
Yeah.
And now it's his son.
And then Brian France takes all the proverbial.
All.
Pretty much. But we've deviated again. We're like grumpy old men up in here. We go to talk about something good and then just start moaning.
Nothing wrong with that, surely.
True, although I feel like I should probably have a pint or maybe like a pipe as well. Yeah, well, this is a disgraceful scenario. I don't know what kind of pipe looks like this, by the way.
I've no idea. Magic pipe.
Anyway, let's get on to the only race this week people pretty much care about is what we're getting to. The 1-800 Car Cash Mudsummer Classic from Elora. I'm doing my best sort of sponsor voice there.
It's going to be awesome.
It should be.
Dirt track racing.
Yeah. Well, basically, I remember the amount of cynicism that surrounded the first race last year coming up to it. Everyone was like, what the hell, it won't work on dirt, Jesus Christ. And then it promptly happened, and everyone was like, wow, this is more awesome. It was kind of like the Olympics, the London Olympics. Everyone thought it was going to suck, and then during it, everyone was like, wow, this is going way better than anyone dared think it could.
I didn't
By the end of it, everyone was like, wow, this is actually awesome.
I didn't like the Olympics.
You are so hard to please. Anyway, that's not the point. Basically, the event last year was a success. It was awesome, and this year it's going to be, if anything, better. Although it's going to have to go somewhere to trump last year. Hopefully, Norm Benning can make the show again. That was one of the stories of last year.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Just that moment where not only the fans, but the entire garage area, and all the commentators in the commentary booth were all like, "Go on, Norm! Yeah, Norm Benning's done something."
Yeah. He's got a sponsor
Pretty
now.
much.
He's got a full-time truck ride.
He's got a sponsor?
Yeah, he's got a full-time truck ride with a sponsor. He's in the number.
He's going up.
Isn't it?
Yeah, he's in the number 6.
Yeah.
Wow. He is going up in the world.
He's gonna be. Hopefully, it might help him out a bit, and he'll go a bit faster because he still came last.
Oh, he came last in the main event last year, but the fact he even made it was a story in itself.
That was the main story. He actually made it for once.
Yeah, no, I bet you more people can remember that he made the show than who actually won the whole thing.
Who did win? I've actually forgotten.
Chris,
Yeah.
your favourite person won.
Yeah, unless you know Simon
No,
Topham, then
the other
you won't
one.
remember.
Oh, Austin Dillon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
your favourite.
Yeah, favourite guy, right there.
Guy.
But no, I believe he is back tonight to defend his trophy. But this is one of those races where, because Cuppies are not a huge thing in the truck series, you don't mind there being quite a few of the Cuppy guys in. It's kind of a novelty. This is what they're supposed to be about.
And it's something different.
It is, yeah. I mean, it's nothing. You can't accuse a Cuppy of being like, yeah, well, they've got loads of experience at racing.
Yeah,
They do it all the time.
It is basically a race that is open for anybody to win, almost.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
The lack of racing they do on dirt tracks means anybody could.
Wasn't Ryan Newman second last year or third or
He
something?
was, yeah, Mr. No Neck.
Yeah. And I think it was top 3 was Cup guys, wasn't it?
No, I think third was Kyle Larson.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they have completed their first practice session for today, so I have both the entry list and the practice time for you.
Who's leader of practice then?
Eric Jones.
Really?
Yeah, probably running a spoiler too low yet again.
Yeah, I was going to say they'll get penalised again.
Yeah. Guess who's second? You won't guess who's second.
What, is it someone way down?
It's Mason Mingus.
Oh my god.
Well, you were just saying this is the sort of ultimate event that anyone could win. I think that's kind of proving it.
Yeah, that.
Basically, the top 10 as it stands is Jones, Mingus, Matt Crafton, Tyler Reddick, Kyle Larson, Piroga, Dan Wallace Jr., Timothy Peters, Chase Pistone, however you pronounce that, and Johnny Sauter.
Oh, where's all the big guys? I thought they'd be up there.
I'll tell you, Ty Dillon is 11th, Ron Hornaday 13th, Jeb Burton 14th. We're going down quite a bit. Gray Golding is down 21st. Ken Schrader 22nd, Michael Annette 24th, Austin Dillon 25th, Norm Benning 26th. Austin is only just ahead of Norm Benning. This is just beautiful news. And Ryan Blaney's down in 28th. He had a stinker of the first practice session, although he only ran 2 laps, so I assume they're probably working more on the truck, and I assume a lot of these guys will come kind of better in the later practice sessions.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it might just be that they're holding back. They don't want to damage or sort of crash.
Yeah, exactly. What I think most depressing is that, a lot of people down the bottom, like Ryan Blaney only ran 2 laps in practice. Brian Silas ran 18 laps in practice, which is one of the most of the entire field. He was 31st out of 32.
Just not the equipment. Just can't do anything.
Yeah.
No. You'd be kind of annoyed if that was you, wouldn't it? Like, yes, we're getting somewhere. Oh, still not that good. But, well, I mean, as Norm Benning proved last year, anything is possible when it gets down to the qualifiers. And I think part of that, it's great, the sort of the shootout event. It's a better format than the All-Star Race in Sprint Cup, pretty much. And this is a points-paying race.
Yeah.
I like heat racing. I saw it I went to Australia I can't remember now, about 4 years ago. I watched Australian sprint cars and late models, and that was amazing. The heat racing was mad because everyone was trying to get in the final.
That is the thing with heat racing, is they've got to show that they can race. It's not about I can do a lap, look at me. It's
Yeah, you're right.
I've got to go out and race properly.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, considering Brian France is A, fondness for changing the drop of a hat, B, loving a good gimmick, and C, being hungry for money. He stupidly changed the qualifying procedure this year for some reason. I'm surprised he hasn't just introduced heat qualifying.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that would actually would actually quite like that, I think.
Don't say it out loud, he might do it.
Yeah, he might.
Oh, no.
He might find this information and just be like, "Oh, got to do it."
No one tell him. No, this idea is between you and us.
Just
Right?
between us.
Don't tell him.
All right.
We've come up with a good idea. No, actually, we've come up with a good idea. He'll ignore it anyway.
Yeah.
That's true, actually.
Good ideas.
Too much thought went into it.
He didn't. Yeah, he didn't
Basically.
come up with it sitting in his house one night. Just thought, I'll do this. I don't care what people think. I'm just going to do it anyway.
Pretty much, after a, I don't know, meth binge. And by the way, we are insinuating that the head of NASCAR is on drugs, by the way, before any lawyers get involved. I just thought we'd cover ourselves there. We do not want lawyers from NASCAR Incorporated turning up tomorrow like, are you trying to suing defamation of character?
Right, should we do our picks for the trucks?
I think so, yeah. Do you want to go first? Steve, do you want to go first?
Go on then. I'm going to have to take a wild guess at this, because it could be any.
Wild. Right, I'm ready. The Excel spreadsheet is open.
Oof, it's going to be official. I've got to be
Ready to type it down.
Well, do you know what? I'm going to go with Darrell Wallace Jr. That's
Good
my
call.
That's my call.
I was just about to. Nice. I was just about to say, by the way, I nearly wrote Darrell Waltrip. That's not it.
No, I was going to say I want to finish, not.
Can I just say that the rule when we do picks up in here is that we ignore ringers, we ignore cup ringers. Like in the Nationwide Series, we pick the highest placed Nationwide driver.
Yeah.
But for the Mudsummer Classic, I think we could ignore that rule.
Okay.
Unless, Chris, do you have any objections to that?
No, I'm fine. I know. I'm gonna...
Nice one. Okie doke. In which case, Chris, do you want to go next?
I won last week, so I'll go last. You go.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of throwing me off because I'm not entirely sure what my pick will be. Let's have a look.
Just run your finger down the entry list and just point at one and choose them.
I'd love to pick Ken Schrader, but I don't think he might do it. Burton, I love you to bits, but I don't think you've not been very good this year. I'm gonna pick Matt Crofton, I think.
Matt who?
Matt Crofton.
Oh, that's my pick.
You shouldn't have let me pick before you then.
I'm gonna go completely against my normal. I'm gonna pick Carl Larson.
Oh.
Ooh, that's. I reckon that could work. That could pay off.
I was tempted with that. I was tempted. It would be really annoying now if he does win.
If he wins, great a cup guy winning in a lower series.
Yeah, no, that never happened.
Now, knowing that Chris has now picked a cup person in a lower series, Carl Larson will blow up after like 3 laps or something.
Yeah, you know.
For once, it's going to go the way I wanted to normally.
Yeah,
That will happen. Maybe we should start doing that. Pick cuppies every week and then watch them explode.
That could work.
Yeah, that could definitely work. We will continue with our preview of Eldora, but for now, let's discuss a little bit about the fact that there are some other races this week. There are some races this weekend, not that anyone cares about them, because they're at a track that is well suited to open wheelers, but not really for NASCAR.
Single file Annapolis, that's what I call it.
Single file Annapolis. Great way of describing it.
Yeah, that's basically it. I'm on pole. I'm taking the lead, and goodbye.
Yeah, see you later. Essentially, Indianapolis. I remember watching it from 2002, the 2002 Brickyard 400. And even in that race, they were talking about the air advantage for someone out in front, and that was with the old car.
Yeah.
So with the new one, I can't remember. I swear, last year's Brickyard 400 was probably the worst race of the entire season.
I've forgotten mostly what happened. I know that Ryan Newman won. I think I must have fallen asleep watching it then.
It probably
that may have happened.
All I remember is vast swathes of the grandstands were completely empty.
I remember it being single file.
Yes, that was basically it. All I remember is Jimmy Johnson led most of the way, and then Ryan Newman pulled off the one lead change of the entire race, pretty much.
That's what
there was nothing else. All I remember about the nationwide race was it was the usual Kyle Busch domination, except for near the end, Brian Scott nearly beat him.
Nearly.
Brian Scott, of all people. And you could tell Kyle Busch just got really offended. He was like, I am not going to be beaten, especially by you. And he damn near whipped him and then just sorted it off. And gloated smugly about it at the end. And I was like, really?
Yeah, what he does is, as long as he wins, he doesn't care how he does it. He'll just gloat and...
Exactly. It's like, really? That's a bit like me gloating saying I won a game of football against the year 8s.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, well done. Nice one. What do you want, a medal? You've already got the trophy and all the prize money and probably some nice girls that, actually he's married, isn't it?
You feel sorry for his wife, actually. It's got to do with him when he's really grumpy, constantly grumpy all the time.
Constant grump face. Yeah, and it's weird how I'm perfectly clear. This will completely contradict my previous thing about me being anti-Kyle Busch. I'm not when I actually write articles. I try not to be biased against someone when I write stuff or I say things. But I genuinely don't really like Kyle Busch that much because of his previous... And it's weird how I like his brother so much more, because his brother sort of got past the whiny stage and he's now just sort of genuine, don't take no proverbial type driver.
I don't want to hate him, but he makes it really, really easy.
Yeah. But, well, maybe...
He does... Go on.
The point I could make on this is Kurt obviously lost his drive at Penske, and that sorted him out, because he went, if I keep acting like I'm acting, I'm not going to get a drive anymore.
Yeah.
Basically.
So if Kyle starts messing around too much, maybe he should be kicked to the curb by
Joe Gibbs.
And then he might reevaluate what he's doing, because...
Joe Gibbs won't fire him.
Joe Gibbs won't fire him, because otherwise he's never going to win another race.
And he won't win the nationwide owners' points.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Yeah.
But no, I think that was the best thing for Kurt's career, definitely, to do the Phoenix Racing thing and then Furniture Row, and it was like he had to sort of work back the hard way, which I think has kind of made him a much better driver, and this is why I now like him. So, basically, let's get back on topic, because we have promised not to mention cuppies in Nationwide too much, not to bore the ears off of certain listeners, and we sort of just tend to ignore them completely in a Nationwide race, so it's all good. Oh, sorry, we have a question, by the way, from regular listener Sam Smith-Davis, who is asking, is Eldora NASCAR's biggest race behind the Daytona 500?
For the trucks, or for everything?
I think he means for everything.
No. Not quite.
I think it is. It's a long shot to say it's the biggest race for them, but I think it is one of the highlights of the year. Certainly, we were having this discussion earlier in the NASCAR Fans UK group. Certainly, the discussion was: is it now the biggest truck race? I would say yes, because their Daytona truck race supports the Cup Series. This is the truck show. It's all. Never mind. So I was trying to tell Ryan France a good idea.
You might get through to him eventually. No, actually, no, wait, probably not.
We would have to be here a long time. Ryan, are you listening? Are you here? No. He's not. I can confirm he's still not listening. So what we're saying is basically Eldora is now pretty much the biggest truck series race and one of the sort of bigger races in NASCAR as a whole.
Yeah, I think. Go on.
I think people look forward to Eldora because it is such a sort of different event to everything else. There's nothing that comes close to it.
It's not quite up there with Talladega and Daytona,
No.
the road courses, quite yet.
People still will look at it and they'll go, "Oh, Eldora's coming up. That's good," because it is such a different concept and
it gives the trucks an identity of a different series, not just Cup Light like Nationwide is.
Pretty much,
for a lot of people as well. It's to some people it's NASCAR going back to its previous heritage. It's
that was exactly what I was about to say.
So it's like they're going back to that, so they'll look forward to it because they feel that it's what some people feel it's what NASCAR should be, or
it's like what's the best way of describing it? It's like when a big band has sort of graduated to playing in arenas and that, and then they go back and play the first like dive bar they played as a band.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that for the trucks.
That kind of works, actually.
It does. Give me some time to work on that analogy. It'll probably be a bit better. Still, for now, let's roll with that.
Not much.
Yeah, certainly we are. Go on.
Not much to say on the Nationwide race because I'm not even going to watch it.
No, I'm not going to. I don't think.
Well, I'm only going to watch it just so I can say to Kev that I have watched it. And what I'm basically going to do, if anyone follows us on Twitter. At Bomber Sports UK. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to live tweet throughout the race, kind of what we do here on the show. I'm not going to mention the Cuppies.
I try to, but you can't really ignore them when you're watching on the telly because
they just focus on all the time. And actually, that's the point I wanted to discuss with you guys in a bit. So remind me about that. Once we finish our discussion on the Indianapolis races, I'll talk to you guys about that. But no, I am genuinely going to try this week. I'm going to be very patient because I have pledged to finally try and stop talking all the time about it. Because, you know, also Mr. Smith-Davies is becoming very active at the moment, chatting away with us. He is demanding the Cup cars on dirt, and I'm pretty sure, as long as Brian France is around, it will never happen. But I'm fairly sure there's quite a few people who would love to see that happen.
They'd have to find a dirt track with several millions in the pocket.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Eldora is probably the best bet because Tony Stewart owns it and has ploughed a lot of money into it.
And he's got trucks, which is probably, I guess, a third of the price of the Cup Series race.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, as I said, Brian, as long as Brian France and Bruton Smith are around, it's never, ever, 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 ever going to happen in a million years. But in a purely fantasy setting, Cup cars on dirt, I am so down for that.
They'd have to raise them up a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say the amount of work they'd have to do a lot of work to them.
Well, excuse me. I know on the truck cars, the trucks, they take the splitter off anyway, and they definitely have to do that on the Cup cars. Otherwise, they'd just sort of bury into the dirt. They'd be like, "Oh, now I'm stuck."
Off after like a corner, they'd turn in and they'd tear the front end off.
Yeah, I do find it ironic how the Sprint Cup cars, as they are. Wall, you can brush that or maybe hit it a bit, no problem, you can take the front up. Grass, your machine is destroyed.
Yeah, just ask Dale Jr.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Pretty much. Yeah, exactly.
Or grass.
We do not mention grass around here. Sam has also mentioned that for the Cup cars it would be pretty crazy with the amount of horsepower they have to be on dirt.
Yeah, they'd be spinning out all over the place.
Yeah,
they would be pretty crazy. I'll tell you what might be more of an idea. I know ARCA runs a dirt race or two. One of them is being at the State Fairground Speedway. Why not more of the Touring Series run dirt races?
Good idea.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
I think that'd be a great one. I mean, we've been talking for ages and ages about the Wheel and Euro Series not going to enough ovals, full stop. I mean, there is another string they can add to their bow. NASCAR dirt racing in Europe, that's been done before.
Don't think we have many dirt tracks. We've got a few for Brizcar and stuff, but they're pretty small.
Again, well, I mean, you'd have to do an Eldora thing, like a heats final format. I think it could be doable. I mean, we were talking the other day about in the Wheel and Euro Series at the moment, there is talk of maybe 1 or 2 more tracks being added in the next few years. Maybe one of them being another oval. And we've been saying for the longest time, come on, guys, you really need another oval.
Yeah, I think they do. And I think that with sort of dirt tracks, you learn car control, because obviously the car is constantly sliding, so you've got to be able to control the car. You can't just keep it wide open and then just sort of hang on.
Absolutely. Intermediate and the bigger kind of ovals in NASCAR at the moment are literally a case of foot flat to the floor, oh no, there's a corner, let off for about 2 seconds, and foot flat to the floor again, and then lift again, and then foot flat to the floor.
Yeah, there's no driving involved.
Yeah.
With the downforce, it's just stuck to the ground.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. On the Wheeling Euro Series point, it must be added here, we'll probably discuss this more another time as well, but in that discussion about adding more tracks, it was finally clarified why the series doesn't go to Rockingham, and it was a case of a NASCAR Touring Series rule about the track being too long.
Yeah, it's more than a mile, so they can't go there.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. So, and that is the sad truth of it, and it's quite sad in a way that Rockingham and Speedway Lausitz are almost becoming like white elephants. They were built as top-level NASCAR tracks, and yet they're almost too big for purpose.
Well, IndyCar visited, and then that's it.
IndyCar visited them until Zanardi crashed.
And then, yeah, Zanardi's crash didn't help.
That just basically went. They just went, nope, we're not going back there.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Maybe, I mean, the Rockingham strategy. I mean, it was a bold one. Maybe, I mean, they still host some very successful racing on the road course.
They
but
still
maybe
have,
the strategies. Go on.
They've got pickup trucks on the oval, but that's the only thing that uses it.
Pretty much, yeah. So maybe the strategy should have been build something about a mile long. Still probably the longest speedway in Europe. I mean, Lausitz is 2 miles long. That is, I mean, that's very long.
Yeah.
So maybe going smaller earlier should have helped, but I mean, that's not what she said. But anyway,
Maybe. But then maybe
anyway,
if you want an oval in, say, the UK or something, then try and find tracks that already exist, and if they've got some extra space around the outside, build like a 1 mile oval or
that is a really good idea.
something like that, because they've obviously, because a lot of them have got the space, and it's places people go to anyway, so they could possibly add it in somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, there is a great tradition in the UK of tracks being made out of old airfields. I mean, there's a big debate going on at the moment that Manston Airport in Kent has just been shut down. I mean, it's highly likely that for political reasons and monetary blah blah, it will just become housing. You know it will. But there was a sort of petition sent round that to try and turn it into a drag racing facility, and I thought, well, why not a combined sort of drag racing, stock car oval, and sort of motorsport facility?
Yeah, because if you want a drag strip and say a 1 mile oval, you can fit those into that area because it won't take up like a huge amount of space.
No.
Either one on its own.
Yeah, I've always wondered how fascinating would it be to have Santapod have an oval. It's a well-respected drag racing facility. I mean, the advantage of using an old airport as a racetrack, well, noise restrictions, forget it. They had jet planes there before, and they make quite a noise. I don't know if you've heard them. So you're not going to have any problems with that. Go on.
We've got loads and loads and loads of ovals in this country, but they're built for smaller cars and smaller.
Indeed. The problem is, I think the problem is, and this is why actually the Wheeling Euro Series has been quite clever with the way it's built up the Tour Speedway. Britain has got so many ovals that are either not quite right for purpose. I mean, Rockingham, too long. Most of the other ovals, too short.
Yeah, they're less than a quarter mile.
Yeah, which is kind of annoying. So we just need somewhere, either one of these smaller ones to expand and get a bit longer, or just a new one, sort of a half mile, like a British Bristol or British Martinsville to open, and then buzzing, we are sold.
Well, if I win the lottery, I'll make a track somewhere.
We basically make it. If anyone wins the lottery here, we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Excellent. All right. Well, that's settled then. So let's get back to the original topic. We kind of deviated there, not for the first time. Okay. We're really good at staying on topic.
Yeah.
Basically, let's get down to our picks for this weekend's races, shall we?
What, nationwide? Okay.
Nationwide and Cup. Even can go first.
Yeah.
So I've got to choose a nationwide regular.
Yeah.
Yes. I can help you with that. I've got the entry list up here, by the way.
Yeah, I've got the entry list. That's the wrong one. That's
Could you please pick Chase Elliott just to annoy Chris?
Should I pick Chase Elliott just to annoy Chris?
How do you know that's my pick?
Every week we've done this.
How do you know it's my pick this week?
Because it always is.
He's never been there before.
He'd never been to Darlington before until early this year.
Good point.
or Texas, or Chicagoland, or any other place really.
Yeah.
A lot of chin scratching going on.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide here. I'm
This is
gonna
Steve's
go.
favourite.
I'm gonna go with Regan Smith.
Regan Smith, sleek and swift, very nice choice.
Yep,
Right,
that's
I'll
my choice.
put that now here in the high-tech Predicto spreadsheet of doom.
I've just looked on the
Regan
F-list.
Smith.
How many cup?
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah. It hurts.
Well, let's count. One,
One.
1, 2, 3.
You can just count how
Four.
many have got the thing in brackets.
Yeah.
Basically,
Pretty
they're
much,
not
yeah.
running for point. Well, John West Townley doesn't count actually. I've just noticed that. That doesn't count.
Where's town? The rolling roadblock.
Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4,
We're doing a good job of not mentioning
5,
them, aren't we?
6, 7, 8.
God.
Well, there's 8. What do you expect?
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to ignore all of them, as we've been trying to do the whole broadcast.
Right.
We're trying with
Adam.
great success, I'm sure.
Who are you picking?
Yeah,
Next one?
Righto, I'll have the next pick. I would love to pick Ryan Sieg. He is my heart is telling me to pick Ryan Sieg, but my head is like yeah. No, I know what I'm going to pick. Elliott Sadler, an ex-cuppy.
That could work. That could work.
Okay.
He did do very well here a few years ago until he got one. He was alongside Brad Keselowski in a late restart. It was the first year Nationwide went to the Brickyard. He got screwed over by one of the single worst decisions I have ever seen in NASCAR history, and it basically handed Brad Keselowski to win.
Oh, that's a surprise.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, he has potential here.
Right. My pick is
Chase Elliott.
Yeah.
Chad Buck. No.
I want to pick Ryan Sieg.
I don't know. Chase Elliott's the obvious one, but I don't want to become too obvious.
Oh, he doesn't want to come too predictable.
Doesn't want to come too predictable after we've just basically mocked him for it.
Yeah. I would say we'll put in a rule about not picking the same driver in consecutive weeks, but then the other guy would just pick that driver instead.
Yeah.
True.
And also we've
Pretty
got
much.
nationwide drivers.
Yeah, pretty much. Hang on, Brian Scott's in. He did well last year.
I know, that's what I'm Chase Elliott. I'm going to stick with
He knew it. He knew it.
Just like, I knew you were going to do that.
I'm going to stick with Junior Motorsports.
That'll be the reason. So we've got 2 junior motorsports drivers and 1 Gibbs. So let's move on to Cup, shall we? Where there's loads of Cup ringers. Oh well, no way.
Are there any
Right.
names for ringers?
I'm feeling pressure with this.
Oh, what? Your pick for the Crown Royal presents the John Wayne Walding 400/400.
Yeah.
If Montoya wins, can we complain about IndyCar drivers coming in?
Yeah. Montoya. Yeah.
That
No,
would be
I'm feeling pressure because I've done well with picking the
Have
cup
you?
race recently.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, look, not on here.
Yeah, you pulled a roller out of nowhere, you cheat.
You picked Amarola.
Yes.
Oh my God! You must have been the one person in the world who did.
You was
Yep.
the guy.
The one person that thought he could win.
Oh, beautiful!
Actually,
I might try.
it was hope he could win more than anything.
Oh, so that'll be like me picking Ryan Sieg this weekend for the for the nationwide race.
Yeah. That would just be like going, I want him to win.
I might have to do that with Ryan. I'm going to change my prediction to Ryan Sieg just to see if that works. All right, come on, Ryan Sieg, don't let me down. There we go. So, picks for the Cup race then. All the pressure.
Well,
Yes.
I'm going last again, so I've got time to decide.
Time to decide.
It's like trying to work out who's performed well there before.
Captain No Neck.
Captain No Neck. Yeah, but he's not done that well this year, and he's driving for Childress, who have been.
Pants.
Yeah.
It's quite funny. I think Jeff Burton retired at just the right time.
Seems so.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with this pick, and I'm just going to get groans from everybody. It's not that I want him to win, but I think he can perform well.
Don't you dare pick.
Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, I knew it.
I
You've
don't
got-
want him to win, but he is strong there, and I think
Where is he not strong?
Sonoma. I
Basically.
think.
Right,
Maybe.
my pick, Brett Moffitt. Anyway, I could be really left field. Well, I say left field. Normally it wouldn't be a left field pick. I'm gonna go Tony Stewart.
Good pick. Solid pick.
Yeah, solid pick that.
I mean, he's had a pants year because he's been recovering from having his leg snapped in 3 places, which I mean, would kind of take a while to recover from. But no, he is one of the very best drivers at Took Brickyard. Took Brickyard.
I'm stuck between 2 drivers,
Oh.
and I don't know what to do.
Don't know what to do.
I'm torn between Dale Jr. because he's been on fire recently. Oh, who laughed?
That wasn't me.
I didn't laugh.
No, it was someone outside my window.
I just don't know. Oh,
You were talking between Dale Jr. and
Keselowski because he's been on fire.
2 on fire people.
So you just got to try and decide who you think can perform the best at that track and who's won races there.
Yeah. Which
Neither
was
of
going with Tony Stewart. He's one of the best in the field at Brickyard on previous record. Well, if you're going on that record, though, Jeff Gordon would have to be everyone's pick, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Jimmy Johnson.
Although Jeff Gordon needs to learn to have a car that works for more than 2 laps.
Yeah, that is a problem.
Gone.
I'm gonna go Junior.
He's going to go Junior. He's going Junior.
I'm going with my boy.
Your boy.
You and... There we go. So our picks are completed. Let's run through them. For the truck, Steve's gone Darrell Wallace Jr., I've gone Matt Crafton, and Chris has gone Carl Larson. For the Nationwide Series, Steve has gone Regan Smith, I've gone Ryan Sieg, Chris has gone Chase Elliott again. And over in Sprint Cup, Steve's gone Jimmy Johnson, I've gone Tony Stewart, and Chris has gone Dale Jr.
Junior, yeah. It's like, yeah, Junior.
That was quite funny at the Speedfest when you were actually walking around with some Mountain Dew. I was like, you're advertising with Dale Jr. right now. You're like, Mountain Dew.
Yeah, you got to represent.
Represent Mountain Dew. Well, this is kind of Pepsi Max, actually. Who's sponsored by Pepsi Max?
Casey Kane and Jeff Gordon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can live with Jeff Gordon. But anyway, well, let's get back to how long have we been on for? It's hard to tell because normally I'd say we've been on for 52 minutes, but we kind of started late.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we can find some more stuff to talk about Eldora, seeing as we've, dedicated most of the show to it. Let's have a look at some news, shall we, from coming out of the Truck Series. Let's have a look. I mean, there's quite a few. Let's run through the format, shall we? Because, I mean, quite a few people around here may have missed last year's event and anything else. So let's run through the format. People earlier must be going, what? What's this about heats? This ain't Robot Wars.
When is the first race?
Oh, what, the first heat?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question, actually. I do not know.
Where's the schedule in J-Ski?
Yeah, we have... Well, I've got the format here. Qualifying, basically 2-lap single truck qualifying determines the starting position for the qualifying races, with random draw determining the qualifying order. The qualifying races will be 5 heats, will be held at 10 laps each. Only green flag laps are counted. Lineup for the qualifying race will be based on qualifying speeds. The top 5 trucks in qualifying will start on the pole for their respective qualifying races, with 4 locked-in trucks. Top 20 owners race starting in each qualifying race. 5 trucks from each qualifying race will transfer to the feature. 4 locked-in trucks and 1 not locked-in truck. Upon completion of the qualifying races, 25 trucks and spots in the feature. Now, we then have last chance race, which is how Norm Benning got it last year. The lineup will be based on finishing position for the qualifying races, and the race will be 15 laps with only green flag laps counted. Top 4 finishers transfer to the feature and starting positions 26-29. The 30th starting position goes to the most recent past series champion. If the position is not filled by an eligible champion, it will be assigned to the next highest finishing truck of the last chance race. Owner points will be awarded to the top 5 team owners whose trucks do not transfer into the feature. The feature race. The race will be 150 laps divided into 3 segments of 60, 50 and 40 laps with competition cautions at the breaks of lap 60 and 110. Caution laps will not count during the competition caution and positions cannot be improved on pit road. Teams are not required to pit during the competition cautions. Those teams that do not elect to pit may remain on the track and start in front of pitting teams.
I've got the schedule up.
Oh, have you?
First, the qualifying is at 5:10 Eastern time.
So that is 10:10 for us, isn't it?
Oh Jesus, we're gonna have to finish our race early.
Well, let's not wreck it up tonight, boys, shall we? Because clearly we all have terrible driving standards. Anyway.
And then it's
Go on.
7 PM Eastern for first qualifying race.
Which will be about midnight.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we're going to be in for a late one tonight.
And then they're 10 laps each, one after the other by the looks of it.
Yep.
5 qualifying races. And then the last chance qualifier.
The LCQ.
Yeah, it's a motocross term.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then... Oh no, what does ESLM race mean?
ESLM?
Is that late models?
Might be, yeah.
Might be, yeah.
It's a late model race before the LCQ. And then...
pretty much.
And then 9 PM Eastern is the main event.
2 AM our time. Trust me, folks, it is quite lucky we're not going to be doing this podcast tomorrow because I'm going to literally...
You're asleep.
Oh, we're supposed to be talking. Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be a fascinating race, though. I am definitely staying up to watch it. I don't know about you guys.
How long does 167 laps of Phoenix take without a caution?
You won't be able to do it without...
About 20 minutes because it'll have kicked us out after that.
Good point.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'm going to drive like a priest tonight. No cautions.
We're racing with Martin. What
Yeah.
do you
Yeah.
think is going to happen?
Yeah, just for your information, viewers, we're put it this way: one of the head guys in our league racing tonight is he's not really a clean driver.
No, but he's known as the Bubble. Did you not know this?
He's aggressive.
He's known as the Bubble.
He doesn't do it on
Is he
purpose.
he's basically NASCAR's Jason Plato.
Yeah, he's aggressive.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. And is he the sort of person who? Oh, well, you wrecked me. No, I didn't. My foot slipped off the brake. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going for
That's
an
what
overtake.
Jason Plato always says.
He's going to be mad.
He's going to be sorry, not. But yeah, we're going to have extra motivation to finish our league race tonight to watch the qualifying races. First time all season, I think any of us have really bothered to focus on qualifying.
Yeah, I'm gonna have it side by side, I think.
Qualifying, but
Yeah,
slightly interesting.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, which is quite funny considering Brian Francis worked so hard to make Cup qualifying so interesting this year. Yeah.
You've already said that.
Yeah, pretty much. We are now repeating our moaning now.
It probably works better though if you have live coverage of it, not delayed, where you know what the result is before you've actually watched it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Also, there was a tweet gone up from Fox Sports about half an hour ago with top 5
Top
in
5 what?
practice.
I was going to say.
With Ryan Blaney's top is first.
Well, there you go. I told you. He was 31st in the first practice.
Mason Mingus,
Second again.
Austin Dillon,
There you
Ron
go.
Hornaday, and Ty Dillon. So
The big
Damn
one.
it, Matt Crafty. Letting down the field. Well, you're letting me down anyway.
yeah,
But,
well, I'm
I
being let
think-
down as well at the moment.
Yeah, quite honestly, I think it is one of those great races where you're really not going to be able to tell who's got what until it gets down to racing.
Yeah, that's the great thing is you're not really going to know
Great joy.
until.
I mean, everywhere I look throughout the field, there are potential dark horses who could do something. I mean, the regulars, they're in there. You've got the likes of Cody Erickson, who's coming in the number 82. Ken Schrader is doing the race with a truck owned by Gene Haas. There are so many. Mason Mingus has been impressing so far in the sessions, as we've already said. It looks like Scott Blomqvist, who is a bit of a dirt specialist, he's not come back this year. Jared Landers is back. Go on.
There's Scott Blomqvist. I know he's a good late model driver, but they kept talking him up. He's never been in a truck before, on tarmac. He's never been on a truck in dirt. So
Yeah, also very, very good.
good.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I mean, I think he ended up getting beat by Norm Benning,
Yeah.
which says a lot.
You can be as good on a particular surface as you like, but if you've not driven the
Trucks.
truck, the car, or whatever before,
And didn't he?
you're gonna have to get used to it, and sometimes that takes a bit too long. If
Didn't
it's
he tried to be cocky as well? Didn't he get rid of the track bar or something? He changed something, and it didn't
Really?
work. Yeah, he tried something that it would work in a late model, and it didn't come off for him. And
It just did not happen.
and it was junk.
Wonderful. Well, to be fair, I do like it when people go for the sort of gamble decisions, but sometimes it is quite funny when they spectacularly fail.
yeah, I think if you're gonna go for a gamble decision though, you've got to make sure that it still has a chance to work. If you're just sort of taking a swing at it for something that works for something else but might not work for a truck, then
Yeah, just
He's shot through the kneecaps.
yeah, it can backfire on you spectacularly.
Quite badly. Yeah, pretty much. I think, I'm just going to put this out there, gents, I think we're pretty much done for this week. What do you reckon?
pretty much.
Yeah, I reckon so.
All of our topics are laying on the floor unconscious. We've sort of kicked them to death there.
Yeah,
We've certainly moaned enough for this week, so
they're just going no more. We can't take it.
oh, please, the cuppies in Nationwide topic is just sat there in the corner going, no, please, no more.
Not again. It happened last week. Why is it happening this week?
I promise we'll leave you alone next week. We'll try our
No,
best
you
to leave you
won't.
alone.
No, you won't.
Gesturing at my cabinet of diecasts at the moment.
Yeah. I'm gonna do my usual and look through the news page, and there's nothing.
There's nothing happening. We have a policy on this show, as we said before, not to put rumours in. We don't talk about rumours. We don't talk about certain driver we're seen outside the Joe Gibbs hauler. So clearly he's going to go to Joe Gibbs in 2015 because he was spotted eating and some M&Ms.
If we're going to go with that, then so many drivers, if they've seen eating something or they've been seen somewhere, they're going to be. Then everybody's moving every single week.
Well, I think I'm going to be in the number 5 car next year.
Yeah.
Just saying. Look what I'm drinking.
Yeah, you're perhaps going to be in the 5 car.
Yeah, no, that's a rumour now. Me to Hendrick Motorsports number 5 next year.
Yeah, I've been spotted with some FedEx people as well at times, you know. So I mean, I'm obviously going to be taken over in the 11.
Yeah.
I don't drink anything but Mountain Dew. I'm not going anywhere.
To be fair, Stephen, do you actually fly in the US Air Force?
I don't know. I don't.
Okay.
I might start buying Smithfield products though.
Oh, fueled by bacon.
Fueled by bacon.
As I believe everyone in the world is pretty much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. So,
Apart from Simon Popham, he doesn't like bacon,
a weird person.
but he's a weirdo.
Pretty much. And on that bombshell, I think it's about time to end the show.
Yeah, probably. The news.
So-
Montoya's house is for sale. That's made the news.
Oh, that's.
Oh, I'm going to go bid on it now. What is eBay?
£14 million, $1 million.
Yeah, I
I've got that in the bank.
yeah, I can just about stretch to that. I think.
He's only selling
Well,
it.
do you think if we split it 3 ways, we can have like a sort of pimp pad there?
He's only selling it because he forgot to pay his tax bill.
Ah, idiot. Isn't that what called like Dick Turpin or something? There's been like famous criminals throughout history who like the only reason they got caught was that they forgot to pay their taxes. Not
sure.
I'm saying that Montoya is like a known criminal.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
No,
Gotta
but
sell
I think
his house.
well, maybe. I mean, that's the news. Next week on our area, it'll be coming to you live from Juan Pablo Montoya's ex-mansion.
Oh, I have just found something about the cost.
Ooh,
Did you see the article that came out about the cost of racing?
I did.
That series?
racing. I have not actually. Where is it?
It's on JSki. There's a link in the news section.
In the news.
It was a very interesting read actually.
Yes, it might be something we can probably discuss next week, along with France saying we've had robust discussion about huge changes to the Spring Cup schedule, and there's only going to be minor changes, so screw you all. There you go, I've just seen it. Yeah, I tell you what, we can talk about that next week. We will then have time to it. I doubt we'll have much to talk about next week. With we'll have the Eldora race to talk about, and then not the IndyCar, the Indianapolis races, which will take about 2 seconds.
I have just spotted something though that's slightly entertaining.
Go on.
There are some people on a Facebook group I'm part of that are things that NASCAR should do.
Yes.
Somebody's put a picture up of Bristol covered in dirt. Bristol as a dirt track.
Yeah, it would surely it would just fall off into the crowd.
Just pack it in like what the dirt on the bottom of the track is like 3 stories higher than at the top. And it's just like,
slide down the banking. Oh, that'll be a thing. Hang on, put dirt all around the bottom of the apron. So there's a dirt line on the apron, or you can just use the regular banking.
Oh, the banking would be a damn sight faster.
Yeah, you think so?
It would be fun though. You start like
with a chainsaw.
I don't know though. If you just leveled out Bristol and put dirt on it, it might make the racing more interesting.
Or we could just take it back to how it was about like 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah,
You're not going to say they're going to do that. You can't expect them to change something.
I mean, this is Bruton Smith we're talking about. He's actually we're encouraging him to actually change his mind on something. Not going to happen.
Encouraging him to be sensible about something, and that's never going to happen.
Yeah, I think to be honest, I think if you could summarise this particular episode into one sort of sentence, it would be Brian France and Bruton Smith are really, really effing stupid.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah.
The end and
Pretty
done.
much. Yeah, there we go. Oh, we might have a final word from Mr. Smith Davies. He's still here. He sent me a YouTube link. Why? I can't really... What? Oh, hello. He has sent me a link to a World Outlaws race at Bristol in 2000.
Yeah. Was it
I'm going to try and watch it, and it's not working. I'm going to see. Right now, it's the kind of intro graphics.
I'm going to go on YouTube right now.
Yes, hunt it down, because it's fascinating. We may have actually found... We're all being seen... Oh, I can see some of the video... It is! It's dirt at Bristol. It happened. This was a real thing.
I'm looking at it now.
Stunned silence in the studio.
World of Outlaws. Bristol.
I can't really watch it on my browser because I'm kind of like stretching my internet to like exploding point.
There is dirt at Bristol.
Wow, year 2000. Oh,
there you go, and as far as I can see, the dirt has not all fallen off.
They probably packed it down, hard packed.
And used a lot of PVA glue. It makes it sound like a Blue Peter, like dirt oval. Here's one we made earlier.
Oh wow, they put dirt from the top to the bottom and took the pits out.
Wow, that's pretty epic.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Mr. Smith Davis, for alerting us to that. We were just deriding the idea of dirt at Bristol, and then actually, turns out it's already happened. So, Bruton Smith, you're doubly stupid.
NASCAR, do this again now.
Do this now. We want this.
Do it again now. I mean, we will just... I'm just going to spend the rest of all of the episodes now just shouting at Brian Franz. Hello, can you hear me? Is sense entering your head yet? I've surely got to get through at some point.
Oh wow, they are flying around. They are going unbelievably fast.
It really is proving that phrase right, that racing Bristol is like flying a jet fighter around a washing machine.
Wow,
or how the phrase goes.
They're going faster than cup cars.
Wow.
They're not even easy.
No, they're not lifting. They're just.
They are just. This is awesome, actually.
I'm loving this. I have to say, this is fantastic.
This podcast has now become We Watch.
We watch.
So that's why I'm going to conclude it here. We're off to go and watch this on YouTube, and we recommend you should as well. So tune in. I will be live tweeting the Eldora action later, hopefully. Excuse me, on the Bomber Sports UK Twitter page.
I'll be in the race.
I'm sure Chris, and even you guys will still be around, huh?
I'll be in the race chat. I know that.
I may be around. I don't know yet. I can't. It depends on what time I have to be up tomorrow.
Tomorrow's another day.
True.
Exactly. So there you go. We will all be around later. That's been confirmed. So we'll see you there. I hope you've enjoyed this week's podcast live stream. We'll be back next week. Hopefully, well, Stephen, do you fancy coming back?
I definitely would. I'd love to be back. It seems like lots of fun, this.
Excellent. It'll be funny now if Chris is like, no.
No.
Nah.
Why do we need you here?
Get out. So no, hopefully we'll be back next week, probably at the same time. I quite enjoy doing it. It's kind of slightly later in the afternoon. We get more viewers by the look of it as well. So we'll be back next week discussing the Eldora action from tonight that we'll have been tweeting and chatting about. We'll also be talking for about 5 seconds about the races at Indianapolis. You watch now. I've been tempting fate throughout this whole show. The races at Indianapolis are going to be epic, hopefully.
I said that last week. I said, oh, it'll be crap at Pocono, and then it was alright. And then I said and then they said it was crap at New Hampshire. And it was alright. I've been wrong
See, I
twice.
see this as a point, folks. There is a reason we are so cynical and grumpy all the time. We are asking to be proved wrong.
Yeah, that is. I think we're asking to be proved wrong and for the racing to pick up at places where we think it's just going to be an absolute dirge.
We're doing
Dirge.
We're doing good. We're making it change.
Yes. So the hang on a minute. We've got to be careful here. No, let's go with this. Eldora is going to be terrible tonight. Indianapolis is going to be double rubbish, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Pretty much. See you next week, guys.
Bye.
See you next week.